In this iLearning, you will learn how to create a new project from a template. To add a new project to iChannel, you have a couple different options. First, you can go ahead and select on the Projects module, which is located on your banner from your dashboard. Additionally, in the My Projects widget, you also have an Add Project button. This will allow you to add a project to iChannel. I'm going to go ahead and select the project modules, which is located on my banner. Now, this will open up the project search window. Now, if you have any existing projects that maybe you would like to use as a copy or an additional template, you can actually do that from this screen by searching for a new project. But in this example, I'm going to show you how to add a new project from an existing template. So on the far right side of the screen, there is an Add button. Now I'm going to go ahead and select Add from my project search screen. And this opens up my new project window. From the project screen, if there are any templates that have already been created or identified within iChannel, if you click on the drop down located to the right of the word projects, you will see a list of all templates. Now, any template that has been created will begin with the word template and then underscore and then a descriptive name. Now, let's just go ahead and select the first template, which is the template 2018 individual tax returns. Now, what I'm going to do when I select that is behind that template are a series of tasks that are already built to support that template. Now, I do need to give my project a unique name so that I could quickly identify this project or search for this project. So I'm going to go ahead and type on here that this is the Shelby Bridge 2018 task list. And again, the description of the name should be unique enough to the project that you are working on. Now, after giving your project a name and selecting the template that this project will be associated to, you could go ahead and start to complete all of the fields that are listed in the top portion of the project and also in the lower search fields. But because this is associated already to a template, and therefore the template has already been defined with all of the necessary tasks and all of the priority type and subtypes and the company and the primary contact, you can at this point just go ahead and select the Save button in the far right corner. Now, what that's going to do is go ahead and create your project based off the template. And as you can see here, it's already assigned my priority, my type, my subtype, my status. It's already assigned a company, primary contact, and so forth. Now, the reason those pre-populated were based off the fact that there was a template originally created with this information. That doesn't mean that you can't update it, and most likely you will need to update this information. So determine which information needs to be updated and to begin to make those changes. You could say that this is not going to be part of the tax area, but then again, this template was created off of the tax location, so therefore you might not need to change the type. The subtype, again, that's up to you. This was an individual tax return, but if there was any reason, and again, your drop-down list may look different than the one that is currently being presented on this screen, but you could make that change. Maybe this workflow project that you're working on is currently not in process or it's not started. So you might want to go ahead and update that information right now. Now you also notice over on the far right side that it was already assigned to an existing company. Again, that is coming from the fact that we created this project from an existing template. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on the icon here next to the word company, and I'm going to go ahead and remove the existing company or client this was assigned to. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight it, do the remove selected. Now I'm going to search for a new company, a new entity to sign this to. So I'm going to go ahead and select for a new one. Let's say this is the entity that I'd like to create this project against. So I'll highlight it, go ahead and move that over into my company. And then the next thing I'm going to do is maybe the primary contact needs to be updated. So again, when this was created, this project had a primary contact that was assigned to Andrew, but maybe he's not on this project, so I'm going to go ahead and remove him. And as you can see, my name is already here. You can add some additional information to this project, like a secondary contact if you'd like to do that. Maybe there's someone else who assists you with this project, but they're not necessarily the primary contact. So I'll go ahead and just add another person and just so that I can show you. Now I'm going to go ahead and select the Save button to go ahead and save my project. Now you'll notice here that this project has been created. Now this project was created again based off the template, and as you can see here there are 9 associated tasks with this template, and those tasks are listed on your screen here. Now, there are some things that you can do with this task. Again, it's not started, but if you want to go ahead and set a start date that this project will begin, let's just say it'll start in the month of August the 1st. Maybe this entire project is planned to go ahead and work all of these tasks out to the end of the year. Again, set that start date and end date or the due date that best fits your project. Now, additionally, you can see the projects or the tasks that are listed for this project are listed below. If there's any reason you needed to modify, update, or change any of these tasks, you can simply click on the task in the subject column. That will take you to the activity screen. If there's any information about this activity or task that you care to make changes to, you can go ahead and update any of these fields that are listed here. Maybe there's somebody you want to remove as one of the assigned activity contacts. If there's an additional person you want to assign to it, you certainly could add additional resources or contacts to this task. Once you've set up or modified any of these activities, just go ahead and select the Save button. And again, you can go ahead and start modifying and updated statuses as you begin to work on these tasks. Change the due dates, the assign. Last thing we'll talk about here is if you wish to, as one of the assigned individuals for a task, if you want to receive notifications, and when we talk about notifications, that's everything that could happen with this task, any changes to the task from a status standpoint, start, due date, or assign. If you want to receive information and you're listed in the assign column field, you can just select all notifications and we will send emails to you when this task has been updated. But maybe you only want to know when the task has been marked as completed. If that's the case, when someone comes into the task and selects it as completed, then you will receive notification at that point in time. Now, as you've made changes in either adding or deleting tasks, it's not uncommon. You might want to say that this template had originally 9 tasks, but maybe for this entity that you're working for, one of these tasks is not necessary. If that's the case, you could simply go ahead and click on one of these tasks. And when it comes to the activity screen, you could just delete that task. And then this task, even though it was created from a template with 9 tasks, would only have 8. It'll just go ahead and give you a confirmation, say go ahead and hit the Save button. And you now have your project based on the 8 tasks, not 9 tasks that you created. But the most important thing is this project that you created was created from a template. Now, if you return back to your dashboard, you'll be able to see here under My Projects, I now have the task that's assigned to me. If I click on the order plus sign, which will expand that, I'll be able to see all of the tasks, the classification, type, status, assigned, and due dates for these tasks. And even if I want to from my dashboard, if I'd like to see that task, I can just click on the task and it'll take me directly to my activity screen where I can make any edits, modifications, or updates as necessary. Hopefully this iLearning on how to create a project using a template will help you to create a future project.